Alright guys, welcome back to more Ignorance in Basketball. Now this video is going to be a little different than the usual stuff, but hey, we got to switch things up sometimes. Now, I was on YouTube, as a millennial does, watching videos, and we got a new video from a channel called AM Hoops expressing why he thinks the Clippers are going to win the chip this year. Now, obviously I think it's ring season in Phoenix, and let's just see what Casey has to say. Now, Death Valley, you're about to find out why I'm making this video real fucking quick, so just stay tuned, alright?
A lot of people are gonna feel dumb, because a lot of people have talked trash to the Clippers after they blew that 3-1 lead.
Rightfully so. Okay, look, if you're telling me you're gonna win the championship, you, Paul George, Kawhi was the big fucking thing, all the Chris Broussards and the fucking albino monkeys of the world are exclaiming, and that is another GD word, that they are going to win the chip. They're going to beat the Lakers. They're going to beat everybody. And when you almost lose to the fucking Mavericks, and then you blow a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets, who had no championship aspirations in anybody's eyes, and you're hitting the side of the backboard and doing goofy shit, you're going to get these fucking jokes. That's just life, okay?
In the bubble. Even the Suns are chirping at Paul George.
You know what? I'm gonna let it ride.
I'm sorry, Chris Paul has no room to talk trash about the playoffs. CP3 is a playoff loser.
Oh, fuck. Did you guys feel that? I literally felt like somebody just stabbed me. Now, Casey, this is why I'm making this video. When you're gonna fucking run your mouth about my team and my favorite player, I have to roast you. It's just what's gonna happen. I only live one way. Now, because you opened up your big fucking mouth, I had to go turn on my computer and get to the stats, because I know you're a big fan of statistics. So let's just look at a couple. I compared Chris Paul's playoff record to Paul George's, and hey, you might be surprised to see some things. Now let's start with Chris Paul, because he is, in your eyes, a playoff loser. I get it, he doesn't have a ring. He's fucked up once or twice, so let's go over some things. Now obviously Chris Paul's played more games, but his winning percentage is about 49% if you round up. 37 minutes a game, about 21 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 2 steals, shooting 48% from the field, 37% from 3. I would say that's pretty good, but I mean, hey, you know, this is just my opinion. Now let's look at Paul George. Now, 46% winning percentage, which, fuck, I'm pretty sure is worse than 49, but I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. Now, he is averaging 20 points, which I'm pretty sure is less than 21. Not a lot, but it is a lower number. He is averaging less than half the assists at about 4 when Chris Paul is at 8.3. He is averaging 2 more rebounds, so holy fuck, that's something. Shooting 42% from the field. Not from 3, from the field. Now, call me crazy, but when a grown man is going to give himself the nickname of Playoff P and you're shooting 42% from the fucking field, that to me is just silly, okay? It's stupid, some might say. I would say those people are stupid. People who call Paul George Playoff P when he's shooting 42% from the field. I'm pretty sure that's civilian as fuck. Now, he is also shooting, I'm rounding up, 36% from 3, which I'm pretty sure is worse than 37. So, let's just take a step back and look at the numbers, Casey. He's shooting worse from the field, has a worse winning percentage, less assists, less points, more rebounds, shooting worse from 3. Now, who is the playoff loser in your eyes? Let's see what the people have to say. I don't want to say shit. Actually, I'm going to stop talking and let's see what Casey has to say. We're only 18 seconds in.
Still, the only way to shut them up is to win, and that is exactly what will happen this season.
You sound very confident. Now, look, I made a video before the fucking season even started saying it was ring season in Phoenix. So, look, confidence and just talking shit is what I'm all about. But because I am a shit talker, I have to bring up one more thing. Why the fuck do you talk like that? I don't understand. You know what? I figured it out. I was thinking about, like, this guy's voice. Like, this is it. I don't know why the fuck you sound like that, but I figured it out. You sound like the host of a shitty dating show. And I don't know why you do these dramatic pauses and shit. I think I saw a video saying, like, you went to college and you did the whole media training. I hate people who sound like that. I think they sound weird and disingenuous. But it's clearly working for you, so I'm just going to shut the fuck up. And before I continue, Casey, please don't take anything I'm saying personally, even though if I was you, I would, because I'm sensitive. But it's just jokes. I mean everything I'm saying, but it is just jokes.
I am ready to call the Clippers as my 2021 NBA champion.
I am ready to call the Clippers my 2021. It's like, why do you sound like that? It drives me crazy.
This video explains why it is not the Lakers, the Nets, the Nuggets, or anyone else, but the Curry.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't bring up the Nets. So, I don't know why you said that, but you didn't bring up the Nets at all in this video. So, just saying.
First clips. Yo, it's Casey. This is AM Hoops. Let me know how dumb you think I am in the comment section. But what?
Oh, I'm making my own video, Casey. I'm not just leaving a fucking comment, buddy. You earned your own video.
It's the video first. I hate it when people just go, they read the headline, they just go straight to the comments.
Casey, you know what? I knew we would become best friends. I couldn't agree with you more. But you know who does that the most on my very small channel? I'm sorry. Oh, I was going to say it in my cult, but they're not members of my cult because they disgust me. Clipper fans. Clipper fans have been the worst fans ever. I don't know what it is about them, but they are so emotional and just obnoxious. Now, Clipper fans, I do have a video made specially for you guys. It's coming out end of this month after the last Suns Clippers game, so look out for that. But Casey, I'm with you. I hate when people do that. Let's keep watching though.
Member shoutouts, Felipe Martins and Adam McWilliams. Congrats.
Is it not Martinez? It's Martins? Are you sure? Felipe Martinez makes a lot more sense than Martins, but
on the PS5, Adam.
I know.
You know, the Clippers' embarrassing bubble loss made everyone
Humiliating.
underestimate them, and now they're actually...
Rightfully so. Like I said, Casey, I can only go off of what you show me. If I think you're a winner, and when it's time to win, you fucking fail... What else am I supposed to think? You're just not going to fuck up this time and not hit the side of the backboard and implode? I don't know. How am I supposed to know that?
Actually underrated. It reminds me of how painful it was to underestimate getting a dog.
Ugh. All right.
I never owned a dog as an adult, and I thought, how hard could it be? It's just a puppy. Big mistake.
Oh?
Next thing.
Is anybody else getting like America's Funniest Home Videos vibes from this? I don't know what it is, but when that dog just did that, it just really reminded me of that. I just thought I'd share that. Let's keep going though.
I know the apartment is covered in dog poop. I've got this thing that barks at all hours, and I have to take it on walks when I'm busy. Did you know that you can't just leave for vacation whenever you want? What about the dog?
Casey, who the fuck doesn't know that? Are your subscribers 4-year-olds? Who doesn't know that you can't just leave a dog alone in a house or else it'll die? That's what you have friends for. You're like, hey, watch my dog. Or you just take your dog with you. It's very simple.
It caught me by cute, yet painful surprise.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say anything about the man's dog. I'm going to leave it alone.
The same thing will happen with the Clippers and the rest of the league. And that's why CP3 was even talking trash.
Okay, look, I've been avoiding this for a while now, but I didn't want to bring this shit up. But Casey, because you've got under my skin a little bit, admittedly so, and you called on my favorite player and my fucking team, I have to let you in on a little secret, okay? Nobody's making fun. Well, I'm not going to say nobody, but NBA players aren't coming after Paul George solely because he choked in the playoffs. Even in that game where you showed the clip, Devin Booker was popping off at Paul George because Paul George has bitch energy. Even during that play, I remember I watched the fucking game. Paul George is just bitching about some shit that had nothing to do with him, and Devin Booker says, "Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up, little boy?" You know why he felt comfortable doing that? It's because everything about Paul George, except for basketball, is bitch energy. Everything. The way he handles his fucking girl, the way he handles adversity, the way he handles pressure, it's all bad. Hell, I'll even go through some fucking examples. So after Paul George dropped the fucking ball, pun intended, and just imploded in that game 7, did he take accountability? No. You know what he did? He blamed Doc Rivers. Like a bitch. He went on a podcast and's like, I didn't like the way Doc was using me. He was trying to use me like Ray Allen. I didn't have the ball enough. But what this man-child didn't realize is that, hey man, when you play in the NBA, the games are televised and recorded, and I can go back and watch them and realize that the shit you're saying is a fucking lie. So maybe you should take accountability for your own fuck-ups instead of blaming other men. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a guy with a laptop. Also, and I feel bad about bringing this up, but fuck it, it's not like it's not public fucking information. Paul George, okay? When you are a multi-millionaire man, you know, you got kids looking up to you, you got people looking up to you, you know, you're the face of a fucking franchise, and you're an NBA player. You know, I know a lot of you guys aren't the best with this, but you get a girl pregnant, you clearly don't want to keep it. You have this public fight with her about it. She keeps it. And so in turn, she kind of finessed you. You're willing to pay her $1 million, right? She keeps it. She keeps getting that check from you. And then you marry that woman. Men are going to look at you like you are a fucking bitch, because that is what a bitch would do. That is some simp bitch shit. We are in the land of fucking simps. I'm not saying simps are everywhere, but people are very aware of simp energy. And that is what you have. And also, Paul George, when it's a worldwide pandemic, people are fucking dying in the streets, people are out of work, people don't have any fucking money, people don't have any fucking food, and they want to go and watch basketball, right? They want to watch the NBA. And they have to hear your goofy ass talking about how sad you are because you have to stay at fucking Disney World for 2 months. And that's why you couldn't focus. Yeah, people aren't going to take you seriously. Do you understand that? You come off as a fucking idiot when you say shit like that. So Casey, what I need you and the rest of the Clipper Nation, who I will get into in another video, what I need you guys to understand is, nobody gives a fuck about that Nuggets series. Yes, it was funny for like 2 weeks, but that's not why people go off on Paul George, because Kawhi was there too. He didn't play great. But people target Paul George specifically because he is a pussy.
Paul George now has a reputation around the league as a soft choker. Fans consider
False.
Doc Rivers one of the best coaches, and then one series later, he's suddenly a laughingstock.
Casey, nobody blames Doc Rivers for that series. Everybody really just blamed Paul George. Everybody knew that firing was just some scapegoat shit, but I mean, they're not going to, what are they going to do, fire Paul George because he sucked? They're not going to trade him. His trade stock would be at an all-time low, and they needed him, so they're like, fuck it, we're just going to run it back. RDC World 1 had a video that has millions of views about that exact thing, about how Paul George is just getting blamed. I mean, not Paul George. How Doc Rivers is just getting blamed. He's the scapegoat. You think Doc Rivers is...
Look, I know he had...
You think... There's a ghost. You think Doc Rivers is whispering in Paul George's ear, hey, please miss, and miss off the fucking side of the backboard. That's what we want. Please fuck up. Please turn the ball over. Please miss these fucking easy-ass layups. Please, Paul George. This is the game plan. Nobody thinks that, okay?
history before, but no one ever brought that up. These guys...
Yes, they did. When Chris Paul was with the Clippers, people would bring up Doc Rivers' poor coaching all day.
Didn't become bad at their jobs overnight. People suffer from recency bias. The
Please don't give me some fucking philosophical bullshit, okay?
literal definition is giving greater importance to the most recent event, which is a mistake. Don't you hate it when people name their top 5 NBA players, but they don't include guys like Kareem or Bill Russell?
No.
Aren't those people stupid?
No, you're fucking stupid. First off, I didn't grow up watching them, so I can only talk about how great they are by looking at numbers or going off of what people like you told me. I wasn't watching basketball when it was in black and white. Sorry for not being fucking 85 years old. But who the fuck cares about Bill Russell and Kareem? First off, Kareem is an asshole. That's like public knowledge. Everybody knows that. He was a great player. We understand that. But people like to watch things that they grew up with, that they are around. I didn't watch them play. Fucking 25, not 85. I don't know. I feel like it would sound fake as hell if I was like, yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is my favorite player. It's like, why? You know nothing about him. You weren't there. Unless you're like unless he was like your fucking neighbor or some shit and you're just watching old footage. But what kind of psycho is doing that?
It's because they just started watching the game and they suffer from recency bias.
Casey, have you been watching since fucking Bill Russell? Are you actually 90 years old? You don't look that old. So what the hell are you talking about?
The same goes for Clipper haters. Now, before we get into my top 4 reasons that the Clippers are going to win, there are some things you're not going to see, like depth. I think depth is extremely overrated in the playoffs. Teams stop messing around and only play guys that can win big games.
Okay, Casey, I agree with that. For the later rounds, maybe the last 2, but first round, what are you playing, 6 guys first round? You think that's going to last for fucking 4 rounds? No, it's not.
I like Reggie Jackson or Terrence Mann recently, but I don't want to see them, or even like Luke Kennard in the postseason. The Clippers.
Even first round, you don't want any Reggie Jackson minutes first round? You really think that's a good idea?
Are all about Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and maybe 5 or 6 other guys.
These guys are used to playing like half the damn season. They're so fucking high maintenance with their rest. You think they're going to be able to play, what, like 43 minutes in 4 series back to back to back to back? You really think that's possible? Okay.
If healthy, the Clippers have the best duo in the West outside of the Lake Show. So let's run down my top 4 reasons the Clippers will win. Number 4, seeding. Yes, Patrick Beverley will return just before the playoffs, but until then, LA could get to the number 1 seed. Don't believe me? This will make you go,
Things that make you go,
That was cringe.
These teams have the easiest remaining games left. The Clips, second easiest schedule to the Jazz. So, look, I'm not saying they will definitely overtake Utah for number 1, but they're under.
Okay, I just have a little bit of confusion now. Casey, I hope you do watch this video because I genuinely want to talk to you, all right? So, if you bring up the fact that, I mean, what are they? Okay, they're only 3 games behind. That's not that bad. So, they're 3 games behind the Jazz right now, right? We got about a month left. And you're saying the Jazz have a easier schedule. So, what makes you think that the Clippers are going to, as much as they rest fucking players, and they're 3 games behind, there's only a month left, and the Jazz have an even easier schedule, what makes you think that they're going to be able to catch up?
5 games back and have a month to make that up.
It's 3
Even
now.
if the Clippers get,
Maybe
say,
got a
the
point.
2 seed, that is a huge advantage. But even if they don't get a favorable seed,
Okay, shut up. I'm kidding. But this is something I got to bring up, right? So they're the 3 seed right now. So again, not a mathematician, but they would play the Trailblazers. I would say that that's a pretty favorable matchup for them. No disrespect, Trailblazers fans. But I would say that's a better matchup for them than the Mavericks, who they almost lost to last year, right? So, I don't know.
number 3 is favorable matchups. I am not a big believer in these Phoenix Suns with almost no playoff experience
Trust me, Casey, I've noticed.
outside of CP3 and Jay Crowder. Paul George has averaged 36 points against Phoenix.
Okay, question, because I do want this to be a conversation, not just me making fun of you in my room. Is that against the Suns, like, for the fucking franchise, or is that these 2 games that they've played? Because if it's just the 2 games, who gives a shit? What do you think he's going to average 38 points in the playoffs? Hell no. All right? Let's be real. He has a fucking average of 20. You think he's going to double in one series? I don't think so.
And
When the Suns are, what, a top 5 defense in the NBA? Like, come on.
Rondo is CP3's worst nightmare. What?
Okay, here's another dumb thing you said. So why? Well, you know what? Let me shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna say it's dumb. I just want some further elaboration. Why is Rondo Chris Paul's worst nightmare in the playoffs when Chris Paul has played against James Harden, did pretty good, beaten Steph Curry, beaten Tim Duncan, had a game-winning shot against the Spurs the year after they won a championship, played against Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook in his prime. So what about 35-year-old Rondo is his kryptonite? I need to know. Casey, please let me know.
What about the Nuggets? Obviously, Jamal Murray's knee injury is horrible, but as
Pretty bad.
good as they've been with Aaron Gordon now on the team, they're still average defensively. Aaron Gordon can defend the wing, but they traded Gary Harris. That means that Denver has the same number of perimeter defenders as they did before.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's not like Gary Harris was going to be on Kawhi. Maybe on Paul George. I guess there's somewhat similar builds, but I don't think anybody's expecting the Nuggets to win anything after Jamal Murray's injury, right? I don't think Aaron Gordon is that much of a game changer. I mean, they had Jeremy Grant. If you compare the two, they're not that different, right?
Aaron Gordon was on the Magic. Not like they had an elite defense. No, they were average.
Yeah, but one player usually isn't going to take a team from, terrible to amazing unless you're fucking Rudy Gobert. But, I mean, even without them, I think the Jazz would still be a good defensive team. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't love that example, Casey. I got to be honest.
Just like the Nuggets. The Lakers are amazing, but I'm not sold on AD and LeBron's health just yet.
That's it?
That leaves the Jazz. And while it wouldn't be an easy series, I'm going with LA. Serge Ibaka pulls Rudy Gobert out to the perimeter. Donovan Mitchell is great, but Kawhi is a scary matchup.
I'm not mad at that. I would probably pick the Clippers over the Jazz too. Obviously, I'm just guessing, but I don't know what it is about the Jazz. I just got to see it before I believe it. Donovan's young. I know he's obviously been in the playoffs a couple times, but he's young, and it's just like, who else can you go to on this team that can really just take over a game? Because Rudy Gobert is like their second best player, but this motherfucker, he's all defense. So I don't know. I have to see it to believe it, but I think it's possible. Either way, it's possible.
Also, this team owns the tiebreaker over the Suns, the Lakers, the Blazers, and maybe Denver if they win in May. I am loving the Clippers' advantage. No.
Yeah, but that only matters if they're, going to have a tied record in the regular season.
Number 2, playoff Rondo. I know, Hawks fans, Rondo sucked for you. He was god-awful. But why would the Clips take Rondo's salary for next year, give the Hawks a really good 6th man and 2 picks? Because LA's front office thinks playoff Rondo still exists.
For the record, I fully believe in playoff Rondo. In small spurts, I don't think he's going to be playing like 37, 40 minutes a game, but in small spurts, playoff Rondo is real. He is a top 10 point guard in the league. I don't give a fuck how old he is. I don't care how poorly this man shoots the 3 in the regular season. He can turn it on. It's fucking weird. I've never seen somebody be able to turn on a jump shot, but he will have at least 2 games a series where he shoots over 50% from 3. It's fucking weird. I mean, it kind of makes sense because people are giving him 30 feet to shoot it, but yeah, playoff Rondo is a legit thing.
If not, they should be fired. So,
I'll say this. If he thinks his team can compete for a chip. Because we all remember when he gave up on the Mavs. But I think if Rondo's we have a chance, he'll turn it on. I think that's maybe why he didn't give a shit about playing with the Hawks. He's like, let me get this check. And hell, maybe they'll buy me out and I can go to a championship contender anyway. And I'll get both. I'll get the money and another ring. Maybe he's just a fucking genius.
I am going to trust that a 35-year-old Rondo can turn it on like he did for the Lakers. If that gamble pays off, the Clippers get exactly what they've been lacking. A playoff-worthy point guard to initiate the offense. Pat Beverly will probably start, but Rondo should finish games, which will free up Kawhi and PG.
Casey, another question for you. How many minutes do you think Rondo's going to be averaging in each series? I know you say you don't like a lot of depth. I know he hasn't been playing heavy minutes this season, so I'm curious, how many minutes are you expecting to see from playoff Rondo? Because if he's not playing that many minutes, how much playmaking is he really doing, you know? It's a simple question.
He'll be that vocal leader so they don't, I don't know, blow a 3-1 lead.
Cringe.
Last year, again, Rondo was key to his team's postseason. He had a 115 offensive rating and a 108 defensive rating.
I'm not going to lie, I don't know what that means for one player, but the difference, I think, between this Clippers team and the Lakers team last year is LeBron was the point guard. He was the leader. So he was the culture. And Rondo helped, and he definitely added to that. But from the vibe I'm getting, it kind of seems like the Clippers need an identity. And I don't know if Rondo is enough to, like, fully take over a team and have it be his team and he's the offense. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it worked with the Lakers because it wasn't that big of a need and he was able to kind of be there in small spurts, especially in the finals. But if they need somebody like that for the entire game, I don't know if Rondo can do that at this point in his career. We'll see, though. I don't know.
This season in Atlanta, that was 98 and 113. Pathetic. But remember,
I don't even know. You're just saying numbers. Like, what the fuck?
recency bias? All these people screaming that Rondo is washed because of 27 games with the Hawks are...
Who are these people shitting on Rondo? Who's watching Rondo right now?
Insane. The front office placed a bet that playoff Rondo is alive. I believe him. But the number one reason is they are playing like champs. Since the All-Star break, things have really started to click, and the Clippers have the number one offense and the top 5 defense. That is championship worthy. It's no wonder they started the season slow. The Clippers had things to work on. They fired a Hall of Fame coach. They revamped key roster spots in the offseason. They were really bad in the clutch and had a surprisingly bad defense. Now, though, things are coming into focus, and it reminds me of last year when they got rolling just before the season shut down.
We saw how that ended last year, didn't we, Casey?
Every guy in the rotation is shooting 39% or better from deep. That's been a storyline all year.
Does that include Rondo? Again, I want this to be a conversation, Casey. I'm hoping that you watch this video and respond to it. I'm not just talking shit to talk shit. I genuinely want to have a conversation.
People thought it was going to come back to earth, but it hasn't. Of course, the wild card for every team is injuries, and the Clips aren't exactly healthy. Patrick Beverly broke his hand. Serge Ibaka has been out about a month.
Again, quick question. This is for everybody, not just Casey. Do you think Patrick Beverly's going to really make that big of a difference for the Clippers? I don't. Can't really shoot. His defense, I really don't think is that good. I don't think he's like a smart defender. I think he's aggressive, but I don't think he's necessarily a smart defender. Like I said, can't score, not much of a playmaker. So is his presence really going to like make or break their run, especially with Rondo?
With a back issue, but this actually might help the team. One reason they've been so good on defense is Ivica Zubac's starting after Serge went down. He has played so well, I think Ty Lue should keep Serge on the bench when he's healthy.
Never going to happen.
Pat Bev's injury just means more minutes for Rondo. Yes, Rondo is a champion and a vet, but he needs minutes with this roster. The Clippers were all the experts' favorite last season. They've actually improved, and no one's picking them?
And no one's picking them? This is what I'm talking about. Like I said, yeah, man. If I'm going to pick you and you're going to fucking be horrible when it matters, why would I pick you again? Prove it this time.
I think they're being slept on, and they will silence the doubters in July. And this is not just because Kawhi Leonard is my favorite player, which, yes, I revealed in this video last week. That is a story that I tell about how I almost got fired from work, with Kawhi Leonard standing right next to me. Check it out.
And that's it. It's Kawhi being your favorite player. I have some thoughts on that, but it's not important. And that's it. So let me know what you guys think. Was I being a dick? Am I just dead wrong? I don't know, but I saw this, and me being an emotional co-leader, I just had to make a video on it. I'm not just gonna let this fucking slide. I'm not just gonna let you come in on YouTube when I do have the biggest channel. Look at the numbers. I'm breaking records every day, and you're just gonna talk shit on my childhood hero and my fucking squad. I'm not letting that slide. So Casey, if you end up seeing this, don't take it personally. I do think your voice is a bit much. Clearly things are working out for you. Keep doing your thing. And if the fucking Suns and Clippers play each other in the playoffs, we have to make a video about it. Like, we have to do something. I have to do something. I don't know what the fuck. And if the Suns and the Clippers play each other in the playoffs, it's going to be a lot of great content there. But that's it. Speaking of Suns, there is a game coming on soon, so I'm going to go watch that shit. And that's all I got for today. So, Suns video coming out later tonight for Death Valley. And that's it. Peace.